Mustafa, how are you, my friend? Michael, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. All right. I got two different shoes, but in my defense, they look alike. Not that I need to defend myself.
Step into a new 2026.
Maybe we'll talk about that. One thing I do want to talk about, I'm going to read. I didn't read what I wrote yesterday, and I'm not going to. But I am going to read what I wrote today. Just making sure my shoes are stretched out. These are the shoes that used to hurt my feet, but I think I've gotten the problem figured out. It wasn't my feet, it was the shoes. I've stretched them out. Hey, Charlie. Charlie, how are you, my friend? Today is dog day. What time are you going to go get your dogs? You notice I said dogs, right? You notice I said plural. Didn't say what time you're going to get your dog. Charlie's going to go home with 3 dogs. He doesn't know it yet. He doesn't know it yet. But when he lays eyes on him, on the 3, he's going to make that decision. He's going to be, you know what? Wrap up all 3 for me, please. Hey, Anna. They open at noon. I'm excited for you, my friend. There's nothing like New Dog Day. Thank you, Michael. What a way to start off my morning. Well, I've been up for a bit. I've been up for about 3 hours. I got a busy day. Charlie's going to be there at about 12:30-ish. My entire life is based on issues. There's a philosophy of the ish. Maybe I should write about that sometime. I'm pretty good this morning, Anna. How are you? We want to talk about why we're vegetarians. Well, to be fair, I am vegan. I have no animal products whatsoever. None. I have occasionally had honey. And instantly get, if I ever mention it, get flack often within the vegan community. It just goes to show you, every community, no matter how well intended, can become divisive. You have to, this is why I often people will talk about, my community, our community. I have resigned from communities, I've resigned from tribes. I do not go to tribal meetings, I don't go to community functions. I will not run for office, and if nominated, I will not, whatever that saying is. Hey, Jason. Hey, Falcon. Falcon, how you been? We haven't seen you for a bit. Good to see you too, Jason. The thing with communities, you have to conform to community standards, whatever they might be. Not necessarily a bad thing, but at a certain point, you have to do what you have to do. And the community frowns upon that. So you are shunned, excommunicated, or reined in. Hey, you got to consider the whole. The thing is, you are the whole. What's the Sufi saying? Circumference everywhere, circle nowhere, or something along those lines. Hey, Nick. Good to bed. Man, I've been up for 3 hours. Jason says, I can sub everyone. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you saying that. Jason says, thanks, brother. He's been busy and healing up. I'm glad that you're healing. Hey, Robert. Didn't see you sneak in, my friend. I apologize. I'm glad that you're healing. Let's keep healing. So anyway, I went off on a thing about communities when Mustafa wanted to talk about why I'm vegan, because it's a reflection of the kindness in which I want to live my life. And I like thinking of it that way. Hey, Sniper. Hey, Todd. Yeah, you guys don't really have to. If there's, you don't have to worry about censoring any comments on my behalf. I am not offended by what children have to say. Hey, Chewy. Jesus is Lord. Have a good day. Well, thank you. You have a good day, too. Charlie says, Sniper, good hearing you last night. It's always good to hear it from Sniper, for sure. All right, guys. One big umph. Get that last shoe on. These shoes can be tough to put on. They are form-fitting. They are meant to be. Shoes on, watch on. Watch is not on. Shoe was on, and now it's off. I need to rearrange it again. An issue going on. I've been stretching them out. I've had these shoes for a year. Jason said you've been out jogging. I'm on my way out. Walk, maybe a little bit of running. I don't run too much before I work out. And I'll be working out after when I get back from my walk. Have a cup of tea, green tea. Get a little low-level energy. Thanks for stopping in, Ellie. Hey, Marlon. Simba says, so go back to bed myself. I'm going to try to take a nap. I don't know if I'm going to have time. I got a busy day, as I was mentioning. I will be coming up on, not a live stream, but a podcast, The Institute of Advanced Astonishment by James Plath, who was a guest on my live stream, a wonderful guest. He's been a friend for a number of years. I've reviewed his book, The Gospel of Astonishment, a wonderful book. Might be one of the only books that you need for awakening, if awakening is an interest. Jason says, Eric, I bet your health is amazing at your age, bro. I'd like to think that my health is amazing at any age. Once I start making concessions like, well, I'm strong for my age, I'm in good shape for my age, I have a wonderful head of hair for my age, I'm tall for my age. Rumor has it over at Kat's live stream this morning, towards the end of it, people were talking about thinking that I was tall, which implies that they think that now I'm short. I am as tall. I'm taller now than I've ever been. I'm taller now than I was at 12 years old. What an amazing feat that is. Let's see you guys try to top that. Hey, Zed. Can I finish my ham sandwich and strawberry and milk? Yes. Yes. I predict that you can. Traps and erectors are still sore, but good deadlifts coming up. Going to be fun, but got deadlifts coming up. Oh, you have a good day too, my friend. Hey, David. Jason says, I love being tall. You're just rubbing it in. I'm 5'9". I'm exactly probably, people say medium height. Medium height would imply that I would be, 11 foot 4 inches? 8 inches. 11 foot 8 inches? Is that right? Falcon says, yes, but children need to learn that there could be some serious consequences for being rude, other than talk smack on the internet. They then insult someone they shouldn't have in real life. Yes, that is their lesson to learn, but it's not my lesson to dispense. Thank you, Michael. I've never seen that. What is GLHF? What does that mean? 11 feet. So yeah, if 5'9" is of medium height, then it just implies that a regular, fully sized person implies, one, that I'm not fully sized. I can assure you that I am fully sized. Mustafa says, my friend Eric is 81 years old. His hair is still black. Eric, my friend, is 81 years old. His hair is still black. He has the body of a 25-year-old, and he doesn't suffer from any illnesses or problems in his life. That's the goal. Hey, Dutch. I started balding at 19. When did he start? Took me a couple years to accept it and get over it. I got over it instantly. I was in my maybe mid-20s, but it wasn't really noticeable until I was it was noticeable to me because I found it on my bed and in the shower. And I kept thinking, man, what's going on with my cat? Why is she shedding long blonde hair all over my bed? Uh, I was deeply in denial. Thank you. 5'9" is fine. I appreciate that. Tell that to Kat. She sounded so disappointing. Yeah, I thought Yogi was tall. Marlon was like, I thought Yogi was tall. And then Kat was like all wistful. Yeah, I thought he was tall too. Then she hung her head and she sighed. I was there. I saw it. Clean your office. Uh, clean my office. It's a good suggestion, actually. You're absolutely right about that. It's actually not unclean. It's just messy. I got a lot of books and stuff. I got a lot of running shoes, and I still haven't had this running shoe on my other foot yet. That's what happens when I get distracted. And I still haven't talked about why I'm a vegetarian, have I? I think I started to. Because I wanted my lifestyle to reflect on one of my diet. The diet is one of the most intimate things that we can do, what we put in our body. I wanted it to reflect my personal commitment to kindness, which is why I don't talk too much about it, because I don't want to tell other people how their kindness should be reflected. It's not up to me. And I have no opinion on how anyone else eats, just mine. I think the healthiest way to eat is a plant-based diet, not necessarily vegan or even vegetarian, meaning eat more plants. The more plants you eat, the less meat and the less other stuff, processed food, you're going to eat. That's a dietary opinion backed up by science. So I'm not saying don't eat meat or other stuff, just eat more plants and everyone would be better off. For me, though, uh, the vegetarian diet, also called the yogic diet in yoga, is a vegetarian diet. But when this was formulated by ancient yogis, this is when people practiced animal husbandry, meaning they cared for the animals that they would later consume. They had a great life. And then they were put down and they were eaten. And dairy, they had more dairy than anything else. And the cows were treated as sacred. They were never killed. So it was pretty kind. But nowadays, animals are treated as a commodity. There's no animal husbandry except for small farms. I would love to support small farmers. This is also why I'm friends with everyone in the fishing community on YouTube, hunting community, because there's no malice in what they do. They are hunting for food. I know people in the vegan community say, yeah, but they get enjoyment and satisfaction. It's not for me to tell other people where they get enjoyment or satisfaction. It's not my job. I am my job. What I do, how I think, how I behave. That's my job. And I do my best to stay in my lane. Oh, so anyway, balding. Yeah, I was in my late 20s, early 30s when I started noticing, about 33 or so. I still had a ponytail. I tell this story often. I was pulling my hair back to put in a ponytail one morning, and I thought, you know what? If I were to comb it over a little bit this way, and I realized I was insinuating a comb over. Tragedy. Going out of the house with a comb over. And as soon as I thought that, I decided to get out the clippers, and I didn't shave my head, but I had it down pretty low. And that was fine. I did that for a while, and then it just got easier to shave it. A few years ago, and there's evidence on the early YouTube channel, I thought, you know what? George Carlin looked pretty cool as an old hippie with a ponytail. I wonder if I could do that. And since it was a COVID shutdown, no one was going to see me except for 3 or 4 people. I'll give it a try. Of course, I started doing videos, so the world saw me. And pretty much the entire world voted and said, get rid of the ponytail. You can't do it. You know George Carlin. So I did. All right. So, Dutch Oven, I'm glad. You know what? Balding isn't something to get over or even accept. It's just, it happens to some people and it's perfectly fine. We are who we are. We is who we is. Hey, cat. Thank you, Jason. Guys, today's new dog day for our friend Charlie. Let's wish that the dog that needs him the most and the one that he needs the most find each other and they come home completely happy. It's my big wish. Ned, let's see. Zed says it just makes a huge glass strawberry Nestle Quick. Hey, Nestle Quick was some pretty awesome stuff back in the day. I'm glad they still make it. Some things when we were kids still need to exist for this generation. I think that our generation, whatever, I don't know how old you are, but I think as kids, our generation was better off for having Nestle Quick, for having Captain Crunch, Crunchberry cereal, and for having Saturday morning cartoons. I think we were better off not having internet. I'm not anti-internet, obviously. I'm here interneting with you guys. Hi, Mercy. Mercy, I love you too. I appreciate you watching. Marlon says, yes, I always felt people using plant-based and vegan interchangeably didn't make sense. It took me some time to figure out I thought plant-based meant just, well, a base of plants. That's, hybrid, says RJ. How are you, RJ? Is milk vegetarian? Milk can be vegetarian. There's different parts of vegetarian, lacto-vegetarian, octo-vegetarian, pescatarian, where you eat fish. For me, it's eat to be kind. My dad is 58, so acts like his bald spot doesn't exist, literally in denial. It became hard for me as all I had was a bald spot. I would go to the barber shop and actually pay them to find hair. It became a search party. Can I give you a fish fart? Well, I'd have to find a fish, and I'd have to feed him a certain amount of gaseous food, and then we'd have to collectively wait to see if I don't even know if maybe that's where the bubbles in the pond comes from. I don't know that fish actually fart. Hey, how come science isn't investigating this? They invest all kinds of stuff. Hey, XXXH, we need to fund this experiment, my friend. Zed says, haven't drank strawberry milk for over 40 years, so prefer chocolate milk. Bought the wrong Nestle. I'm glad that you're making use of it, though. I think my preference would have been, I really like strawberries. Falcon says, how did that go? Which part? Charlie, you're going to make an awesome decision, my friend. But once again, you can't go wrong with all three. Why pick one dog when you can pick 3 dogs? I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Strawberry chocolate. It's a good combination. Kat says, I prefer chocolate, everything all day, every day. Charlie says, I wish I could take all 3. Trust me. I believe you. I believe you. I know how that is. Marlon says, herrings actually communicate with each other by farting. It's literally their language. Huh. I think there's a lot that we can learn from herrings. Imagine if I communicated that way on every live stream. I wonder if I could read my morning blog that way. I think the problem in America is we confuse milk chocolate with chocolate. Chocolate in and of itself doesn't have any milk in it, right? So chocolate essentially is vegan. Marlon says, please don't. Well, actually do, but only on occasion. Charlie says, I filled out all the online applications, and the shelter emailed me back, asked me to come on down. Awesome, Charlie. Not a dinner conference I would wish to attend. No, me neither. All right, let me read my blog. Asaf, I hope that answered your question about why I'm vegan. So I wrote this morning about my only true meditation. We often think about how involved our spiritual practices have to be. And they can be, depending on where you are in your own practice, what you're hoping for, what you're drawn towards. Some people are just drawn towards the esoteric, which I was for a long time. And I wanted advanced meditation techniques. I wanted that next breath that would bring me a sense of peace. But I've settled in the best possible way. So here's what I wrote. My only true meditation. It's when you become my meditation, a Zen experience of seeing only the light within you and my own innocence illuminated through your eyes. There is no time here, only the holy instant that brought us together. You are my forgiveness. My long believed errors instantly corrected as I see you in the light of who you truly are, and my own truth so lovingly reflected. So this, then, is my awakening, our every encounter. And I will always seek to find you through your every appearance and the most distressing disguises. You, my only true meditation, my awakening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. So we think of meditation as sitting. Some people think of it as sitting in that lotus position. I still think of meditation as sitting in the lotus position, but my knees do not even consider the possibility of the lotus position for more than a second nowadays. There's my nod towards being older. Hey there. Welcome, my friend. So you made an awesome chicken salad. Is that what you're saying? One, I think all chickens are awesome. And two, I love the fact that you sat down and had a salad with a chicken. I think that's maybe one of the most awesome things I've ever heard, Marlon. But you know what? I think all barn animals should have a chance to come to the dinner table and enjoy a salad, maybe a bowl of soup, watch TV together. Yeah, Zed, I used to swallow bugs when I was ultra running in a race, and people would find me gagging alongside of the trail, and they'd be like, you're no longer vegan, you just had a bug, adding insult to injury. Hey, Coffee Cake, my friend, how are you? It's so nice to see you. And you know what? You brighten up every single room I see you in. So that was my morning's writing. Charlie says, Yogi, we'd enjoyed it. Thank you, Charlie. Falcon says, I'm trying to go vegan also, but I do love eggs and goat feta and yogurt on my curry. Falcon, I wouldn't worry about going vegan. It'll happen when it happens. Just keep making the best choices available to you at every meal. We can drive ourselves crazy with diet. We can drive ourselves crazy with yoga routine, with meditation. We can drive ourselves crazy with just about anything that we wish to. Wait, am I vegan? What's with a pierced ear? I don't know. I not making the connection. I've had the ear pierced since I was 13, long time ago. My wish to be a punk rocker. It did not stick. Let's see. Focus says we're going vegan pretty much for the same reason as you, Eric. Yeah, each meal. Is this the kindest meal that I can have? Here's the thing with kindness, and we're going to talk a lot about it this evening with my guest. We can't exclude ourselves. We can't exclude ourselves from the kindness. So we don't want to punish ourselves for what we eat. If we're sitting down with, even if it's a steak in front of us, what's the kindest thing that we can do right now? If someone offers us a steak, now of course, I generally let people know in advance that I'm a vegan, so no one will offer me a steak. And who knows for each individual person, what's the kindest thing that you can do in each moment? It's all we gotta ask ourselves. Hey, Coco, velvet voice Coco, our singing star. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the chicken cross the road? Falcon says, I'm also friends with the fishing and hunting community. Pretty sure I gave you a gift membership on Thunder. Oh, Thunderstruck. Justin's a great guy. Is that where we met, Falcon? And thank you for the thank you for that gift. Justin and Bob, I would not have met Kat if it was not for Bob. And it says, good morning to Stacy. Yeah, Justin is definitely the tops, the best. Hey, damn it. I haven't read Outwitting the Devil. Justin grew very fast. Yeah, rumor has it he used to be 5'9", not very tall at all. But I heard people look taller on the internet. Hey, Lady Sky, how are you? What's the plans for today? Oh, wow. Falcon says, no, I just came across your stream by divine intervention. Some of the best people have. Scroll Sniper, Eric Lapointe. They just gift from the algorithms. I'm always amazed that people found me by accident and decided to stay. Marlon says, will you ever let that go? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Cat can vouch for the fact that I will not. If I find something funny, I will not let it go. I was stable to a punk rocker. That was a good one for sure. Charlie says, I think we all met here together to learn from each other. I like that, Charlie. Cat is driving. Eric Lapointe, thumbs up. It says true. Hey, Eric. Hey, which part did he say that they were true? The part about coming here by accident and staying instead of fleeing? The safe thing would have been to flee. Eric Lapointe, think how much better your life would have been. No burpees, sitting around watching TV. Zed says, guess what, Yogi? What's that, Zed? Oh, I have hair? You know, I have hair too. This is selective. I have hair. But you notice Zed did not say where he has hair. Lady Scott says, I'm doing good, Yogi. Today's agenda, taking my 3 cousins to school later. And my aunt's 7th grade, 4th grade, and with your aunt in preschool. Awesome. Eric Point says, yes, staying. Well, I appreciate that, Eric. Just remember that the next time you're doing the Holy Grail. Cypher says, on his toes. There you go. No, we are not getting in. We are not getting in Amanda territory, Marlon. You've been waiting for your opportunity to leap in. I'm not going to give you that opportunity, my friend. We might have edged up, but now we're going to edge back. Marlon says, well, I actually found you because a friend was upset with you and somehow still came back and stayed. Someone was upset with me. Someone's always upset with me. Right now, there is someone on the internet angrily shaking their fist at my appearance on the interwebs. Right now, I got a whole bunch of people upset with me. I might be the most beloved, disliked person on all of the internet. Anna says, thank you so much for everything, Yogi, and everyone. Thank you, Anna. Zed says, you also? Yep. What is it, Zed? We're either doing something very right or something very wrong. Falcon says, how could anyone be upset with Eric? Good Lord. Expectations. As soon as you place an expectation on someone, sooner or later, they will fail to live up. They will fail to live up to your expectation, the estimate of what you should say, do, or be. I lay clear from the very beginning. I'm trying to do the best that I can, moment by moment by moment. I will make mistakes very often. I have dedicated myself to living by my entire life since I was fairly young. But I also give myself permission to be really bad at it, which is good because I'm really bad at it. You try to do something right, but it turns out very wrong. I can understand that. But here's the thing. If you're trying to do something right, you're doing something right, Zed. I'm going to stand by that. If you're trying to do something right, you are doing something right. Remember, people can only offer their interpretation of what you've tried to do. And you can only offer yourself your own interpretation. If the intent was to heal, if the intent was to be kind, if the intent was to be compassionate, empathetic, then you can't be wrong. Did it turn out the way that you wanted to? That's life. Life doesn't turn out the way you want it to. So we practice. This is the key with practicing. It's not to be good at anything. It's to continuously practice. My practice is kindness. That's why I wrote in my practice is kindness and forgiveness. That's why everyone's my practice. The internet is my practice. Every mistake that I make is my practice. Every judgment offered in my direction and every judgment that I offer back is my practice. I've gotten better at forgiving. I've gotten better at letting my judgments go or recognizing that I'm judging and letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, as well as letting other people go. This says, I don't have forgiveness. What do you mean coming in your direction or in what you offer to others. So when we talk about forgiveness, I'm offering forgiveness through the lens of A Course in Miracles, as well as Buddhism, as well as yoga, in which we see people, and ourselves included, who we truly are, not our interpretation of them. And that changes everything. I can't forgive you for something that you've done to me, as long as I'm making the assumption that there is a me and that there's a you and that we have done something to each other. But when I can see who you truly are, and then my own innocence is reflected back to me, I recognize nothing's been done. It's only been done. You don't forgive on the level of the body, you forgive on the level, and of course they say mind, as there's only one mind, the mind of God or the mind of the universe or the mind of the Tao. That's what we're looking for. That's what I wrote this morning. My practice is to look at you, whoever you are, and to see the face of Christ, the face of Krishna, to recognize the Buddha consciousness, to see that we are joined by the Tao. As Mother Teresa said when she was asked, how do you show up at the hospital and the orphanage and treat the sickest of the sick, people with all kinds of horrible diseases, and you show up and you treat each and every one with compassion? How do you do it? And she said, I simply see the face of Jesus in all of his distressing disguises. And that's how we forgive. That's the essence of Namaste. The divinity, the light within me recognizes and salutes the light within you. Without your reflection, without seeing you, I never find it. You'll never awaken by sitting under the lotus tree by yourself. You'll never become enlightened in a cave or an ashram. You need to bump into someone. You need someone to bump into you. You need to be offended. You need someone to be offended by you. I'm doing my best. Sooner or later, you'll all be offended by me. That's the goal. And then we look at each other and we smile because we see the gentleness, the tenderness of who we truly are. Marla says, deadlifts today will suck. Deadlifts every day will suck. But I will try to embrace the suckiness. That's the way we do it, Marlon. I got kettlebell long cycle today. I got one set of high rep squats. I got some dips. And I've been doing a isometric routine for blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure, but it's higher than it was. It's still incredibly low. Like the doctor would be like, shrug it off. But the fact that it's higher shows me a trend that I want to reverse anyway. Isometrics are wonderful for blood pressure. I do it Tabata style. Tabata is a high effort, 20 seconds, 10 seconds off, 8 rounds. So just under 4 minutes. I'm not doing this high intensity. I'm just holding an isometric, planks, wall squats, and holding a halfway dumbbell curl, 20 seconds, 10 seconds to get to the next, and I just go back and forth for the Tabata. I have been doing Tabata 4-pump burpees. The reason why I do the 4 pumps is with Tabata, you want all-out effort. You want to be fast. And when you add in the pump, the push-up, slows you down a little bit. You can go pretty quick with a 4 count. Give that a try. Hey, Eric LaPointe, you still listening? Set up a timer. 20 seconds on, all-out effort. Whatever rep you get, that's your score. And you try not to get under that score for the duration. So as many 4 count burpees as you can get. And then 10-second rest. Back again. Do that one Tabata round, then do Tabata squats for a round, and then finish off with 50 Navy SEALs. Let me know how much that sucks. Zed says, and here I want someone to pull my finger, the ultimate act of care. That should be the new namaste. I will pull your finger if you pull mine. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I didn't take the recycling out last night. And I always say, man, I'll do it in the morning. It's a fresh day. And then in the morning, I'm like, man, why didn't I take it out last night? There's the dichotomy of life, guys. Well, it says, I am back to being able to do anything again. Oh, awesome. Just lifting with my stabilizers are already sore. But I got enough recovery after. Got you. Just be careful. Have I ever played a card game called Goldfish? I have played Goldfish. Is it Goldfish or is it Go Fish? I haven't played Goldfish. Mainly if I play cards, it's solitaire. All right. Ladies, guys says, have a great day. Thank you. Zed says, thanks for listening. Always, my friend. Marlon says, one finger pulls the other finger. That's a Zen koan. What's the sound of one finger pulling another? It's a fun card game. Zed says, really, I haven't talked to you. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Marlon says, well, anything I could before my injury at least. Well, wasn't a injury, but had a accident with some after effects. Yeah, it was more a deep fatigue, right, Marlon? I wish you a wonderful day too, a beautiful day, Anna. That says a smile is worth it. I agree. A smile is everything. Hey, Tandra. There was, it's called The Silent Sermon by Buddha. He sat before thousands of people, did not say a word, did not say a single word. And then he held out a flower. One person, and I don't remember his name, in the entirety of the field where these people have gathered, understood what the sermon was about. And he stood up and he smiled and he accepted the flower, instantly awakened, instantly enlightened. Tandra, I hope you're having a good day. Hey, Parajat. Anna says, thank you so much, Yogi. You're welcome, Anna. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. I'm not going to live stream my workout this morning. I'm just going to make a bunch of shorts out of it if I'm able to. Again, I got a busy day. My live stream might be at 1:30 today instead of 1. Make an appearance on the Advanced Institute of Astonishment. Then it'll be a premiere, but I don't know when. I'll let you guys know. This is my first, just not my first interview. I did a bunch of interviews when my books first got published. Actually interviewed by some fairly big places, you know, news channels, stuff like that. And then I think next week I'm on the Miracles Cafe with Dakini Wild. That's going to be awesome. None of those are live streams though, but they'll be premiered. That says in advance I won't be there. That's okay. Hopefully somebody will. And if not, as mentioned before from the very beginning, perfectly fine sitting here with actually completely on my own, having the exact same conversation that I would be having. All right. Mother says, just lots of muscle strains, but my strong neck and back saved me. I'm glad you were saved. The next time a Jehovah's Witness knocks on your door and asks you if you've been saved, I want you to rip your shirt off and show them your neck and back and say, does it look like I haven't been saved? Chris says, cool, Yogi, lots happening. Yeah, so I was going to mention, that's why my live stream is going to be probably going to be a little bit later. And then at 5:30, I have Karen Palmer. Karen Palmer is a wonderful teacher. she considers herself, she's a student of A Course in Miracles, but she considers herself, if you would ask her, just a kind person. She teaches kindness all over the place, travels the world, several wonderful books. You can see her on my homepage, whatever that's called. Hey, Tony. I learned something about shorts today, Yogi. Something you do has real value that people click on will be directed to those shorts. Shorts are like sugar pills. Hey, could you send it to me in an email whenever you have free time? It's like with that, I always answer the door naked. That will either bring more Jehovah's Witnesses or less Jehovah's Witnesses. I guess depending on the inclination of the Jehovah's Witness. So when you open the door, do you go Jehovah Witness this? Or would that just be me? All right, I do got to go. Love you guys. I'll see everyone later. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for being here so early. Parajat says, hi, Yogi. Parajat, my friend. Nice to see you. Tony says, yes, I'll try to expand on it, Eric. Awesome. Or come by whatever live stream that you make it. This evening, because there's a guest at the 525, I'll be focused on the guest, but she will be answering questions, I'm sure. I'm really looking forward to this one. I get a guest on Friday and a guest on Saturday. So yeah, busy week. And I'm glad for it. This is the busyness I feel like I was meant to be doing. And I hope it doesn't feel like busyness when you're doing what you love, right? I hope everyone finds what they love. I hope everyone finds what they were meant to do. It seems that our friend Music Meeps is definitely doing what he's supposed to be doing, making beautiful, beautiful videos, wonderful music. May you all do that, whatever it is. You're in yoga, your dharma. All right. Love you guys.